Hello everyone. I have been asked this question so many times. A lot of people keep asking me that they want to upgrade their skills, they want to move up into their careers. Currently they are working in functional testing projects, they have a lot of experience on manual testing, and now they want to move into performance testing, but they do not know where to start and what to study, how and what is the correct way of learning, or what are the correct things they should learn to become performance test engineers or move into performance testing. So today in this video I am going to give you a brief about what are the things that we should learn to become a performance testers. After watching this video you should have a plan in hand. You should know, or you will know, that these are the things that you should learn to become a performance test engineer, and these are the things that you should know to become a performance test analyst. So happy learning. So, as the saying goes, alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. So, guys, do join this Facebook group where we have right now we have more than 4600 performance testers and other people from the testing fraternity. The name is Performance Testing Experts, and it is one of the fastest growing community where we keep sharing our thoughts. We share the events, we share our knowledge, we ask questions, we get answers. So very exciting stuffs are happening here. And possibly the like it is uh, expanding so fast that possibly the time you watch this video we have already crossed more than 5000 members in the group. So guys, do join this and meet a lot of exciting people. And also please subscribe to this channel, uh, Performance and Security Testing Academy, so that you can keep getting the updates regarding the new videos we upload related to performance and security testing. As this is always a work in progress, we keep learning and we will keep trying to share our learnings. A quick introduction to me. I am Jitin Chadha. I am founding director at Perfeasy Enterprises Limited. I have more than 14 years of experience with 140 plus assignments. A lot of things have been written, so I'm not going to read them all. So if you have any question, you need any guidance, or if you feel I can be of any help to you, please connect with me on the LinkedIn. Or if you have any project for any testing projects, performance, functional, automation, manual, you name it, and we would have the people to work on them. So please contact them. Now let's move on to the topic of today's. So I have broken down the complete performance learning into three simple steps. So learning is not simple. The thing is the planning is simple. So step one is we should learn the basic concepts, the terminologies. So here we should know that what is performance testing, why it is required, what are the needs. So those things are should be learned. So step one, and then we move on to step two, where we learn the tools. You can learn JMeter, you can Neoload, load runner, stress stimulus, performance, IBM performance tester, web load. There are lot of many tools. So the first is to understand the concepts, and then you should apply those concepts using the tools and make sure you are able to write the scripts properly, you are able to run the test properly. So here you become a performance test engineer. But we should not stop here. The learning should never stop. Next step is to become performance analyst, where we monitor the servers, we do the analysis, we do the performance bottleneck identification. So we move one level ahead. So now we will also discuss these three steps one by one into a little bit detail, so that you understand specifically what is to be done. First we talk of the step one. So here when we say basic concepts and terminologies, main thing is to understand the different types of performance tests: the stress test, load test, soak testing, volume, endurance, spike, all these things we should already know. Then we should also understand the concepts like what is benchmarking and what is the bottleneck identification, user load modeling, the real life scenario designing, protocols, the HTTP, SAP, NCA. So there are a lot of protocols also involved when we are doing the performance testing project. So we should have a clear idea about what is performance testing and what are the different types of tests. Here make sure that you not only understand the terminologies, or you do not just remember the definitions and the concepts, you also understand their practical usage, where it is the concepts or the knowledge is to be applied. We should understand practically also. So to help you guys to learn this thing, we have created two videos right now. So possibly by when you watch the video, we would have more videos here as well. So one is types of performance testing, and one is requirement gathering for a performance testing project, where we have described the different stages in a performance testing project and what is to be done. So here we, in both these videos, we had tried to explain the bottlenecks, benchmarking, concepts related to user load modeling, the protocols, and uh, lot of the things. These links are also mentioned in the description of the video, so you can copy from there also. Now let's move on to the step 2. Step 2 is learning the tool. So there are a lot of tools in the industry, but we will talk about three tools which are very widely used: JMeter, Micro Focus Load Runner, and Neotis NeoLoad. So I have given a try to summarize the good and the bad qualities in the tools. So Apache JMeter is an open source tool, while Micro Focus Load Runner and the Neotis NeoLoad are licensed tools. JMeter is absolutely free. You can run any number of users if you have sufficient hardware. That is, from where you are running the tool, that machine should have sufficient capacity. So you can run any number of users. But in case of LoadRunner or NeoLoad, you can run up to 50 users on trial versions. So after that, you need to buy the licenses to run more than 50 users. So, and in performance testing, there are basically three major steps when we talk about the tools. One is the script preparation, then we design the load, stress, spike, those kind of scenarios, and the third part is we generate the report using the data provided by the tool. So script preparation is very easy in JMeter. Scenario designing is also very easy, but reporting, I would say, is not very good. It provides a very raw data. Although some HTML reports are also added into JMeter, but still there is a long way to go to meet the quality or the intuitiveness of the reports presented by the commercial tools. So here, other than reporting part, the scripting, scenario designing is comparatively very easy in JMeter. It is a Java based platform independent tool, so it can run on any operating system: Linux, Windows, Solaris. It would run on any system. Now let's talk about the load runner. So from scripting, comparatively complexity is higher on when we use load runner as compared to JMeter. The UI is also become very complex. A lot of boxes are there, so finding out the things, the small things are become sometimes take a lot of time and effort. So scenario designing is also uh, comparatively complex, not very complex, but still a bit complex. Reporting is very good. The best reporting provided by any tool is LoadRunner in performance testing. So, and it is C based, so programming language is C, and it can run on Windows, and it also provides us the agents for Linux. So controller has to have be set up on the Windows, while we can generate load using load generator agents from Linux machines also. While NeoLoad is also similar. The script preparation and scenario designing is almost similar to LoadRunner. We need to learn a few things, and then it we can create the scripts, design the scenarios. Reporting is also good, not as good as LoadRunner, but still better than JMeter. It has compatibility with Windows, Linux, Unix, OS X. We have Right now we have started preparing some video resources for JMeter. So we have the playlist link to playlist mentioned in the description, so you can see from there also, and in this channel only. So there are other videos related to JMeter as well, and going ahead we will add more videos related to Neoload, LoadRunner, Stress Stimulus, and everything. Slowly we'll keep adding on to it. So step one was understanding what is performance testing, why it is required, how we do performance testing, and the next is learning the tools. Step two was learning the tools. So we have completed the two steps. Now once we are sure that yes, we are become performance test engineers, we have complete control on the tool, we can create any script, we can do the correlations, parameterization, ramp ups, ramp downs, the scenario designing, we can generate a spike load, we can design the scenario for a soak test, we understand the things, and we are able to debug the scripts, etc. So we have become a performance test engineer. Next step is to become a performance analyst. For this, we do monitoring, analysis, and bottleneck identification. When we say monitoring, so monitoring is to be done on servers. Servers can be app server, it can be web server, it can be any other intermediary server that is added. So we monitor the servers, we monitor the database, we monitor the CPU utilization, the memory usage, RAM usage, storage usage, make sure nothing is failed or not, anything is not peaking to a high level. So one is monitoring. We do the analysis of this data to identify the bottlenecks. Some of the examples can be on the code level, there can be some method or a class which is causing slowness, or a class which is causing a memory leak. So these memory leak issues are more found out in Java based application. On the database side, there can be some query or a stored procedure which is taking a lot of time to execute. There can be some deadlocks in there. We may find some field or a query which may start performing faster if we add an index. So there are a lot of things that can be done in bottleneck identification. There can be a possibility that the code and the database are already optimized, and now to add more users or sustain more user load, we need more resources like more CPU, more RAM. So there can be, we may need to add another additional server, or we may increase the resources on the same server itself. For monitoring analysis, there are some tools also, profilers tools available. So these are application performance monitoring tools that we have mentioned: AppDynamics, New Relic, Dynatrace, Arcturus, Applicare. So there are a lot of things that are available. By the time you watch this video, possibly we may have added some videos related to the bottleneck identification, monitoring, etc. So please keep watching this channel for updates regarding this step as well. Thank you. I hope after watching this video you know what are the things to be learned to become a performance test engineer, and then to become a performance test analyst. So guys, if you have any question, any query, you can write down in the comments. You want any guidance, can ask any question. You can also join the Facebook group Performance Testing Experts and ask your queries there, because there are a lot of people who are very helpful and a lot of exciting things are happening. Thank you.